Right now, in the midst of coronavirus and all the unrest, the social unrest in the world, there are a lot of marriages that are in jeopardy. One, they're in jeopardy because for the first time in a long time, people are being forced to spend time with each other. That would not be such a bad thing in under normal circumstances. But when you don't have a choice, when there's nowhere to go, it's almost like you're trapped. You're a lion and you feel trapped in a cage and there's no way out. And what do? You started lashing out, or you start trying to claw your way out of the cage. For a lot of people in relationships, that is the case right now. There's nowhere for you to go, and you feel trapped, and you feel like you're lashing out, and your emotions are all over the place. You're not alone. This is a common occurrence right now. And the fact that you're feeling this way, I'm not telling you that you're not alone so that you can feel better. I'm telling you you're not alone because other people are experiencing the same thing you're experiencing. A lot of people at this point in their relationships right now are thinking, did I marry the wrong person? Have I outgrown this person? Did I ever love this person? Or why did I choose this person? All of those are relatively easy questions to ask, but they're not easy questions to find the answers to. People marry for different reasons all the time. I once heard Miles Monroe say that you should not marry someone because you're in love with them. You should marry someone because at the end of the day, you see yourself growing old with this person and you marry that person because you're committed to that person. The difference between those of you who are married and will stay married is one of commitment. Commitment is something that is needed in order to make a marriage work. If you are not committed to this marriage, it is not going to work. And it takes two to commit. If you refuse to meet your partner halfway, it will not work. I've spoken so much about marriage here, and today I just want to talk about the brokenness that you're feeling. The brokenness you're feeling in your marriage and the brokenness you're feeling as an individual within your marriage. I always say it takes two to tango. Marriage is about two. And I'm not going to say that, stop saying that until I'm probably left this earth. So it takes two of you. You have to address your individual issues. You cannot look at the other person and think that the other person is the cause or the reason why you're unhappy. Unhappiness is not something that's projected onto another person. Unhappiness is something that is innate. Another person cannot make you unhappy. They can make you miserable as hell. That's possible. Or they can make your life feel like, it's not worth living. But the truth of the matter, at the end of the day, the choices you make, the decisions you make, and the route that you choose to take are all yours. You have choices here. You both have choices. If you're committed to your marriage, that's the first thing you need to figure out if you both are on the same commitment level. If you're both committed to the marriage, then there's solutions. There's things that you can work through. There's processes in place that can help you find your way back to the place where you lost yourself. You didn't get here today. You didn't wake up yesterday and realize that there's a disconnect in your marriage. You didn't get here by chance. This was a buildup. This was over a period of time, and it took you a long time to recognize that, what we once had that was so beautiful is now broken. The reality of the situation is that they're stressors. Money is a big part of why people do not make it in marriages or relationships. Financial hardship, financial problems, financial situations. These are all things that can break a relationship. The other thing is you start arguing with each other because no one knows what's wrong with each other. And then you start projecting your anger, your emotions onto that person, and that person becomes the object of the discord. But the truth of the matter is, that person is not the person that is making you out of sync. You're out of sync because you do not want to face the truth, whether it's the truth about yourself or the other person. The truth is always a hard pill to swallow, but nonetheless, it's something that you have to recognize and deal with. If you don't want to face your truth, if you don't want to acknowledge that you're no longer in this marriage, you're no longer committed to it, that's a whole different problem. If you're not committed to the marriage, like I said earlier, then you have to start thinking about a solution to the problem that is presented. A lot of times that solution is not easy, and that solution is probably causing you a lot of angst. It's probably causing you a lot of sleepless nights. is probably making you unhappy because you are unable to make a decision. The moment you make a decision is when you will find relief. Whether it's the decision to tell the truth, the decision to move on, or the decision to address the issue in your marriage, nonetheless, it is a decisive action that is required. You can't sit still and pretend that nothing is wrong because things like these don't go away. Just like COVID is not going away right now, your marriage is not going to resolve itself if you ignore the problem. There's always somebody who wants to ignore the problem to the point where the problem becomes insurmountable, and then you end up coming to see me or somebody else like me to help you fix your marriage or relationship. It doesn't have to go that route. It doesn't have to go there. We need to meet as adults. We need to have an adult conversation about where the course of this marriage is going. We need to sit down and analyze and be introspective in our own individual selves first and acknowledge the truth within. I'm not happy because I'm not happy and I want to be happy. The moment you choose the route of happiness is the moment when everything changes. Yes, you're growing apart, but that's natural. In any marriage, growth will occur. And normally one person either outgrows the other person, or the other person the other person is still trying to play catch up with that person. That's a reality of a marriage. Are you willing to wait for that person to catch up? Or are you willing wait for that person to grow to the place where you're at? That's a question you have to ask yourself. And that answer to that question is really dependent on how committed you are to the process. Nobody said marriage was easy. Mama said it would be days like this. You're going to look at that person sometimes that's lying next to you, and you're going to think they're a stranger. You're going to walk into your home sometimes and you're going to dislike the person that you once loved so intimately. Yeah, you can love someone and not like them. That's okay. And a lot of marriages that survive recognize that that's a reality. The reality is that the person you love is not always somebody that's likable. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you stop loving that person. What it means is you find out why you don't like that person, or what about that person is making you not like them, and you address that issue. There's a lot of issues in marriages. There's a lot of issues that will arise. Recognizing that they will come and understanding that the issue is not something that cannot be dealt with is really important. If you ignore the problem, if you continue to sit there and let the wound fester, you will lose a limb, whether it's your foot or your arm. You have to address the issue. That is what is most important. A lot of people do not believe in counseling. They do not believe in therapists. They do not believe in going to sit down with a marriage counselor. The truth of the matter is that if you cannot resolve your issue together, what a marriage counselor does is they act as a person who can really be a mediator. They can mediate the whole conversation, and they can help you determine how you can communicate and how you can resolve the conflict in your marriage. If you don't have all the answers, if you cannot do for your marriage what you're trying to do on your own, please reach out. Reach out to someone today. Reach out to someone who has the ability to help you sort through the mess that has been created by a lack of communication. If you're committed to your marriage, if you want it to work, or even if you want to find out if it can work, reach out today. My name is Ingrid Felton. You can find me at thejourneyoftruth.com. Thank you for visiting the YouTube channel today. Please subscribe below, like the videos, and also leave your comments. Your comments are valuable in helping me to continue doing what I do and trying to help others. Remember, if you need help, don't wait to the point where help is futile or it's too late. There's such a thing as being too late. Reach out today. Thank you.